opening series versus Virtus.pro, but didn't get over there, as they were able to clean things up pretty nicely on AG.AL 2.0 for that second map win over VP. Let's see who's going to be able to come out on top, though. I love when you get these regional matchups, these teams that are so familiar with each other. My big question is, who's got a curveball? Who's got that ace up their sleeve, something to surprise their opponent with in a couple of these rounds, something they have not seen in regional play as we get ready to go into this first map?
Yeah, this is, I think, going to be pretty close here today. But these teams, like they were talking about in their pre-match interviews, that they do play each other. They're well-versed with each other. Actually, their record's pretty close in the last couple of CFPLs. So this could go either way for sure. But, you know, here in Saudi Arabia, here for EWC, AG.AL has looked like the stronger team as we get ready to load into Ankara for our first set. See exactly how this one all shakes out. It's going to be KINGZERO starting on the blacklist side, AG.AL on the GR. Early smokes out. Actually, this one's going to be KINGZERO's a little bit further forward. Cut off any pressure outside A main, any sight lines. You want to just try to wrap around the map a little bit, do a little bit of exploration, use that smoke for a little bit of safety at your backside. And some early util being thrown in response by AG, trying to establish themselves on the map a little bit. Flash there. He's going to catch on to one player over on the B side, but that's all just a setup. They're just trying to use a little util, keep some players locked over on the other side of the map as they seemingly want to line up for this A hit.
Well, YSH able to find one. It's just going to be Jouet taken down there, looking on the backside of that smoke. Good opener to be found, but already the rotations coming through, joining in on this site. ZQ, 12-22, able to find one, but the trade back's going to be there. The trade up now, very much secured. Spin picks up 2 quick kills, and that leaves Du all by himself. The swing out to his demise. No, not quite yet. It's one with a pistol, but himself as well, tagged up to all hell. C4 now planted. This is going to be a very tough retake, and won't even be able to get it started. Still frag grenade in the back pocket, and YF able to lob that one into success.
Yeah, finding that opening kill, really important there for KINGZERO. And they're able to just play for trades on the site itself. This is a map where they do historically a little bit more damage on the PL side than on the GR side, but they're very well balanced here. It's a nice start. Let's see if they can keep it going. This time, leaving the door unsmoked, looking for an angle for YF with that sniper. See if they can get anything done there. Nice grenade. He's going to catch into 9U just a little bit. Got 2 snipers here, XN and YF. Both going to be wielding those. Same thing on the other side for AG. Du and ZY holding on to some of their own. Just dodging some of this util. Waiting things out a little bit longer. Establish some kind of presence, see what kind of response you're going to get. But it's been pretty quiet as per usual. Teams are very patient on their BL side usually. Want to feel the map out, want to wait out those smokes.
Not looking for that forward push this time. Jouet going back a little bit more safely, but it's like KINGZERO, slightly different ideas of where they want to attack this time around.
Yeah, that extra layer of smoke made them think that maybe the A site's a little bit heavier stacked. You know, they kind of were able to force the issue in the last one. See what they want to do, though. They've waited, trying to play the patience game.
ZQ joining here on the A side. That nade's starting to fly. Jouet able to find 2 there on the entry. Turns over towards Vents, cannot find that shot. Need just to be lobbed in here by XN. C4 still trying to get brought up the stairs, but 12-22 able to hold his own for 1, turns away, and will end up losing his life. Bin another double, now a triple. Yeah, some frowns there on the faces as this round starts getting away from AG.AL. Du once again asked to do it all. Finds the first, and this time a bit cleaner. 4 not down quite just yet, and that nade does find some purchase. Damage across onto YF, puts him to 59. Du starting to slot his way forward here. Holding, anticipating this aggressive push, but he cannot find the quick shot. YF that keeps himself in this round and keeps KINGZERO in the lead.
Yeah, just the timing for YF there. On the right moment, right after Do had pulled off of that sniper. Had it scoped in, but thought he could push a little bit further forward. Thought maybe YF had backed off sight. This is just tremendous work by Bin to break this open. And even though the early advantages went the way of AG.AL with Jue, wasn't able to capitalize any further. Now you need to start seeing some responses here. Getting an extra player over on the A side early. Nothing too crazy just yet, but now I'm seeing ZY going to push a little bit further forward for the side of AG.AL. He's going to just try to lock down that B angle. Fades away though. It's a regroup in mid. Consideration for maybe hit towards the spawn. 12-22 just watching the ground.
All 5 players clustered here on the push, and 12-22 immediately dispatched. Nanyu with the instant headshot, able to find him. SH taking some damage here on the approach. Do now under pressure here at backside. There's FZY alongside him, and already that attack timeout going to get called. Nade's going to be lobbed in, and that will find the kill. YSH going to be finished off. Still a 3v4. Now traded back. Solid kill from Shui, able to find one. Looks for his second, but needs some damage there in response. And now this pinch comes in from behind. The flank from Bin looking absolutely gorgeous. It is just multi-frag rounds from this guy as he cleans up AG.AL.
Yeah, you got to pump the brakes here as AG.AL. Got to figure out what's going wrong. Maybe a communication issue. Seems like sometimes they're just kind of not reading these extra flank angles, just handling their individual moments as well as they need to, as cleanly as they need to. I don't find too many things lacking in some of the macro ideas from AG.AL, but these executions from the side of KINGZERO have been really damn good. Hitting some great shots along the way. But Bin has been a difference maker so far. Whether it be kind of as that second layer of an entry or in the late game, in the post-plant defense, really finding some good value. All those things need to be considered and talked about. Curious what KINGZERO also, things going pretty well so far. They're just really just working together as a unit, playing for trades on the way through, and sometimes goes their way, sometimes not, but it doesn't matter because there's always somebody there at the end. Make sure that they're going to seal the deal. Trying to maybe slow things down a little bit as well. Our AG.AL. Such a hot start. Again, you would think maybe 5-4 here on the BL side for the side of KINGZERO is okay if you're AG.AL, but you don't want to give them much more than that. That's when things start to get a little bit dangerous if you're just looking at raw percentages.
Straight back into this one. Zero looking for that 4-0 start, maintain the dominance, put themselves in a good position before the half. Nade out, bit of damage there on the 9U.
Just again, trying to feel each other out a bit after that timeout. Worried about maybe somebody going vents.
Oh, Nade's lobbed over the top. A little smattering of damage there on the 12-22, but not as bad as it could have been. Gonna have him rotating off to try to re-peek in towards mid.
None of this means much just yet. Just trying to find whatever you can here. As KINGZERO, looking for that early damage. Trying to soften some targets up for wherever your eventual decision comes to get that C4 down. But just being extra cautious. They're going to have to, if they're going to continue this march through Long B, they're going to have to really be diligent about clearing space because they have no idea what's going on this side of the map. They have no idea what's going on in Hotel. As we can see, I mean, the calls for AG.AL,
Oh, that's just, catching just open vision here. No more smokes to try to cycle on main, and he just gives him an angle. He's going to take that every day of the week. Still trying to sell a fake over towards this A site while everybody else gets clustered and ready to attack in on to B. You can see the drifts here from AG.AL looking over towards that side of the map, but now that the smokes start flying, they realize what exactly is going on. Do able to find one, can't find anything more. ZY on the swing out, similar situation, but still that player advantage in hand here for the side of KINGZERO. Now once again expounded upon has been, and can he just go 4 for 4 on multi-frag rounds? He's going to look to do so as ZQ. The way for the moment. C4 being planted. Swings in. Too late to try to get the interrupt, but still does manage to find the one kill. But Bin, yep, right there over the top, will continue to put up numbers.
Wow. 9 kills already for Bin. But again, it's just AG.AL playing for trades, being so willing to just fight their way through. Selfless play on the way in, everybody just trying to get the job done, and Bin on that back line has been so remarkable in his ability to clean things up. Man, what a start. 4-0 for KINGZERO here on Ankara.
Who knows if there's an end to that in sight. Oh yeah, fishing for that follow up there on the Shui. This time not going to be able to find it. Immediately sends him packing over towards Vent. Before still going to be dropped in the neutral area. As AG.AL is trying to get an idea of where AZ is going to end up going, but you can see his nade's getting ready to be primed. C4 is brought over to Barrett, and looks like it's just going to be an attack onto the A site once more.
Trying a little bit of a different setup there for a second, but Dre, oh, Bin gets out of there.
Not you though, able to find one. Bin just pushes forward, just disrespects him holding that angle. Says, no, I'm better. Hits the headshot. That opens things completely and utterly. 12-22 forced away by the flashbangs. It looks like they're all just going to be rewrapping here. Different approach. You do have XN holding this angle into the connector. ZY getting a spot on the YF. Tags here through the box, but there's the shot. YF will close it. YF will close it. You got a third one?
Come on.
Nope, it will be XN. But that is a flawless round and a flawless streak built up 5-0 so far.
This is beyond concerning. You already used your timeout. AG.AL just tremendously disadvantaged on this map so far. Just incredible stuff from Bin again. This time playing a little bit of entry. A little bit of aggression being shown here though. AG.AL pushing out along A. Little bit of respect being shown. Gonna put Do there. I saw this as something that Na'Vi liked to do a little bit. Get that sniper tucked in behind that box. They're gonna fall back after it. Already though, KINGZERO is like, we're gonna scale forward. If you're gonna do that, we're just gonna ignore that and make another good execute, hopefully. ZY's angle though. Setting up a crossfire with ZQ. Man, oh man, the reads are good. That was a potential death trap waiting to happen, and KINGZERO just avoids it.
Way in position, might be able to get the shut down. The crossfire setup here with 12-22 could be huge. The shot's starting to ring out. They're just gonna back away as soon as they get any little contact, any opposition. They kind of avoid this trap. It's very well read here from the side of KINGZERO.
You got great map control as AG.AL. Are you going to be able to make something go off of that? Do an unexpected position potentially right at the front of the vent.
A lot more aggressive, and he will get a leg shot there on the 9U, but it's not the kill confirmed. Spotted out plenty, so rotations are there to try to slow down this approach. Frag grenades over the top, getting some hits. I believe they're on to Do. Yeah, puts him down about a third.
Time's going to become an issue here pretty soon. It has to be relatively clean, but they've waited out. Extra player shifted back over.
Pretty quiet. And now the nade's starting to fly, so it's going to have to be a quick rotation here from 12-22. Do able to find the first, finding the second. Shui there as well. Bin still standing, still breathing. Means that there's still going to be a chance, but We find the 2 kills. 18 seconds now left remaining, and 12-22 will clean it up as AG.AL at long last find their first round win.
Yeah, just hitting their shots. That's important. Shutting down that execute as it's happening. Don't give them any ability to get into that site and start finding some cover. 12-22. Swinging in a little bit earlier than expected for that final kill. So, such a raucous start for KINGZERO, and they're just going to keep it going. XN finds the opener on a Joy. Make it 2.
What?
What?
Well, just like that, any momentum they might have been feeling from the previous round victory, that's been stolen away.
That is crazy. That is heartbreaking for AG.AL. Finally get around. Now you're down to a 3v5. Just at this point, you're just hoping that maybe you get lucky and Zone is going to run into where you have your stack. Try to push through vents and maybe you can get a freebie. Smoke mid. Nobody moving a muscle for AG.AL. Just going to have to hold and wait. Again, just kind of hope that you're going to be able to catch your opponent in positions where they're in a disadvantage. You can capitalize. They're going to take their time.
Respect being shown. It's been a very soft start here for AG.AL. ZY might be in a bad spot if he continues on this angle, but does opt to back away. Re-swings out towards this long position, but now that underpass going to be conquered here by KINGZERO, starting to advance forward. Nade's flying here behind him. ZY is expecting that there's going to be a bit of a split presence, but that allows him now to try to open up. Finds the first, but cannot find the second. 9U able to reply, but 12-22 now getting involved. Finds one. Swing the corner for ZQ, flushed out, taken down. That now leaves 12-22 in a 1v3. Playing quiet, playing on their angles, allowing for the C4 to tick down. Swing in, now his position absolutely known, and Bin will be able to find it with a headshot. KINGZERO, they are looking alive and well.
Yeah, it's the AG.AL who just gets the engine started for this round. 2 kills in mid with the sniper.
It's 13-3 right now has been.
He is just tearing things up.
He's gonna just wash his hands of this map and move forward into the next one. It's just gonna be their map pick. The open up, Shui's trying to play around the outskirts of this smoke, but he's not, no cover, no assistance from anybody else. It just feels like it's a kill offered up on a silver platter.
They're trying to gamble a little bit. They're trying to take advantage.
Sometimes you just have to know when to walk away. ZQ with some nice kills though. Alongside 12-22, do manage to get this into a 2v2. Oh, spot out. And a little bit of a delayed reaction there from XN. Means that he cannot find that, so maybe AG.AL able to rally back a bit here in the second to last round of this half.
And now they're starting to be able to counter this kind of deathball-y nature that KZ has brought into this map. YF, pistol in hand. ZY tucked up on the corner. Oh my God.
He's instantly dead. Headshot found. And what a one to find. Still has a full set of util here behind this, so Smoke gets set up and spots him on the swing. YF compensating for any deficits found here from the rest of the players. And AG.AL still cannot find a way back into this map.
I mean, I can see the idea behind the early round aggression from AG.AL. It's been really kind of these either 4 or 5 man pushes from the side of KINGZERO, and it just doesn't work out. You lose a player because they're being just a little bit more patient than maybe you anticipated. Again, you're trying to throw everything in the kitchen sink at this, see if you can get some extra rounds to go. KINGZERO is handling everything, and they're winning the big ones. They're winning the clutches. This concerning, to say the least, if you're an AG.AL fan.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, probably just having the hope that they have a rebound, similar to what we saw in that previous series with Evolution Power dropping the first map, but even then, it was a hell of a lot more contentious than this. Lose out on your map pick, it's never going to be a good feeling, as YF finding one, and ZY just cannot swing this corner fast enough to get a punish. YF has the upper hand. Dude desperately trying to see what he can find. Flashbang, but clipped by it, flushed out. They are looking for another perfect round here.
Good luck, Joey.
Yep. You have to more than double your kills right now if you want to clutch this. Ace clutch would be something to really try to get some wind in the sails here for AG.AL. And it looks like we're very well slated for that 8-1.5 is, yep, and it will be in perfect fashion here to close that one out. What an unbelievable half here from the side of KINGZERO.
They're just winning in every aspect. I mean, point-blank sniper rifles, long-range sniper rifles, up-close and personal rifling, coordination, so good. YF there, absolutely nasty. Well, here we go. A lot of work to do for AG.AL. Only one round that they can give over in terms of not getting to overtime, and they can only give up 2. And if they give up 2, they lose the map. So just holding point blank here. The VEPR. Interesting choice in rifles, 9U. So try to put that to good use at point blank range. But kind of similar scenes from AG.AL where they're trying to feel out the map a little bit. So far, they're able to get some control in mid, but got YF right around a corner.
Ooh! Does manage to go ahead and breach that position. Little cleanup for it allows them to inch the C4 closer and closer to the B site. They commit onto this one, still going to be big potential for Bin to find insane value on the flank. They are going to be advancing forward, but YSH through that smoke, able to find one. Now XN as well, getting involved. 12-22 going to be taken down. They read that flank well, end up smoking off the angle here, do AG.AL.
Well, you've got a chance as AG.AL down in numbers.
Still a little bit more utility here on both sides to be expended as ZY needs to come away big, but he does not find anything. 9U hunting him down so very quickly. ZQ tries to turn back, but as he looks, he just sees the rest of his teammates dead on the floor. KINGZERO, 9-1, one more to go to close out this opening map.
This is just madness. KINGZERO is so in control, and their rifling is just on point across the board. They have been so sharp, Bin in particular. Just always in the right place at the right time, finding impactful kills. See if they're going to hold that angle. Yep, with that kind of not normally chosen rifle here.
Yeah. EPR, that's what he can get done. Well, it's going to be good for one, good for a little bit of damage. On the 2 more. As Xen turned away from the flash there, still gets caught up a little bit, but YSH, what a turn, what a shot. Looking for the finisher. ZQ holds on for a little bit longer, but now needs to get himself a 1v2. If he wants to keep them in this map and have any chance of trying to run this one back.
Oh, the taps. Putting that new gun to good use. Desk has been talking about that a lot. Some of those players really love to just tap away. That was a showcase right there of that gun's potential. Goodness.
Bottom of the one. IF. Damage taken. Bin now in on the entry, and he will be the finisher. The headshot to put them down. 10-1. KINGZERO. What a showing for them here on the map pick of AG.AL.
Blink and you miss it. Just absolutely crazy that this is how we start this. We thought this was going to be maybe a long, grueling series, but that is extremely fast. Another 10-1 here today.
It's still an opportunity for it to happen, for this still to turn into a bit of a contentious map, but we need to see AG.AL waking up, because right now they are looking asleep. Eagle Eye 2.0 to potentially settle it all if KINGZERO are going to keep playing like that.
I mean, it just starts here with Bin just going crazy in those opening rounds, getting multi-kill after multi-kill. He never really let go too much. Certainly just a difference maker with the rifling. Absolutely wild from KINGZERO, man. What in the world just happened?
I don't know. And I'm not sure if AG.AL is going to know what really to expect, if there are going to be some tricks up the sleeve here from KINGZERO, because they haven't shown this Eagle Eye at all at this tournament. Meanwhile, AG.AL, they have played it, and they got bodied by Stallions on it. It was a 10-3 scoreline with Stallions able to find that one map win over them. Yes, they were able to recover from there. And they need to be able to do very much the same now against this opponent. KINGZERO, like I just said, completely different beast at the moment. So work cut out for them. AG.AL needing to rebound, not wanting to go out in 0-2 fashion and be denied access into the semifinals. We'll see what happens. So we're going to go to a quick little break, and when we come back, we'll see if KINGZERO can close it or if it's going to be AG.AL taking us to 3.
This land is calling.
We are back and getting ready to go into our second map here. KINGZERO off to the races in that first map of Ankara, taking it away at 1. Dominant showing here from that team, leaving AG.AL reeling and now on the back foot.
Yeah, it's an absolute stunner. Not what we were anticipating at all. I mean, a map that's usually pretty well balanced, you know, in terms of the round scores that you'll see. And this one was just an absolute blowout. So, big questions over to their map pick. Eagle Eye. Can AG.AL recover? I mean, that is a tough one, but teams can do it. You see it all the time. Able to just shake off that blowout on one map and come right back onto the next and just be right as rain. So, kind of hoping here that AG.AL able to regroup and recover. KINGZERO is so locked in, bringing out that shotgun into the vents. Crazy stuff that they're doing. Throwing some curveballs in. Playing really disciplined, playing really well together as a unit. Just going for those trades and been on those back lines. Reliable. Those big impact moments give you huge round wins. So into Eagle Eye. See if this is going to be it or if we're going to make our way in towards compound. See what we got going, as it will be KZ starting again on the BL side.
Straight into this one. AG.AL going to be looking for that hot start. Try and do here. Snipers in hand, trying to see what they can get. YF, though, slotting forward. Right through the house over towards radar tower. Crouch peeking here for now. Nothing really being spotted.
Both of these teams a little bit stronger on their GR sides on this map, at least so far this year. So that's where you're looking to kind of set the tone, set the tempo, set the story for AG.AL. For KZ, they just want to keep flipping the script. They want to keep rolling on this BL side. 3 players stacked up over on the A site tower. 12:22. Watching the back. Cut through mid. Oh, lots of grenade damage.
And it is. 9U going to be tagged down to 50. And YSH also catching a piece of that. Nades now flying, ready to try to strike in onto this A site. We've got 3 players strong from the side of AG.AL to try to hold it to the line. 12:22 on the swing, able to find one. Bin, however, continuing to be an absolute menace. Gets himself another 3K to start things off and bring it now into a 2v2. C4, however, still going to be down over at that alley position. Will need to be recovered. Got ZY lying in wait.
Just give the man the MVP already. Goodness.
Oh, I mean,
good God.
it's just insane.
Just so ridiculous. The bad news is C4 a little bit out in the open.
They've only got 2 frag grenades to try to open up this space, but catches a quick little glimpse there on the ZY, keeps him honest with a couple shots out.
Read this in time.
Pretty quick to try to get on this push. Swooping around the side and does manage to find it. Bin, the raid boss, taken down as YF. Tagged a bit, looking for that flick, cannot find it. Opening round goes away of AG.AL, much needed.
Just barely able to sneak that player underneath their noses. And that's going to give ZQ that first big kill. Still, though, it doesn't look easy. Looks a little bit labored. Bin just still on a heater. YF, just no idea, trying to figure out where to look with that sniper. Can't ever get a bead onto ZQ's position. Nice movement from him. That is probably a big sigh of relief there for AG.AL fans.
Absolutely. The need to start seeing them streak these together. Obviously, with a game like CROSSFIRE, these rounds could turn on a dime. Winning one doesn't necessarily mean that you win the next. 3-player stack once again here from the side of AG.AL. reading this well.
It doesn't seem like...
What?
What?
Oh, it's just a swing into a collat from YF. He was able to find one to try to keep things evened up, but his position is known, and he is going to get flushed out. What a swing and what a shot. Bin, of course, going to get involved. It's not around without him finding a frag. He'll look for another one, and this time will be staved off for a little bit longer, but ZQ is surrounded, about to be jumped on here as there's the head spot, and there's the backstab from XN. And just like that, we are tied up 1-1. What a swing.
Of course. Like, it just looks like it's going to be another rough road, but YF able to find the 2-for-1. Unbelievable. I mean, you can't really fault AG.AL. They have a good read on the situation. Just get outdone around that corner. This madness. This has been quite a show for KINGZERO. They're just going to take a little bit extra time on this one. I think they realized that it could have gone very differently if they don't hit that opening shot. So they want to try to work the map a little bit more this time around. Again, you got to be ever so wary of those quick flanks on this map that can come through when you least expect it, especially when you're not paying any attention over B. Oh, do this time. Good for the first. YF down. So it takes a little bit of a steeper angle in here with that sniper. Isn't going to be perched up on the tower, and it catches KingZone off guard. That's a change in direction, change of plans. Maybe. Maybe they're just trying to see if they can bait a rotation. I think the plan here for AG.AL and their defense, just like we saw on Ankara, is just stick with your defaults. Wait for those late lurks if you're ever going to make them.
Seems like it's just going to be the same set book here, trying to get some players into position, go for a hit onto A. As nades start flying. Frag's not really connecting, but Dude's headshot absolutely is. It's going to be 9U taken down. Then tagged up. Still trying to go on this approach. Bin is able to find himself 2 kills. Just pulling a rabbit out of a hat, but can't find anything more there. So AG.AL back into the lead now 2-1.
Yeah, just little adjustments in positioning give huge benefits to AG.AL. Just a little bit of a change in angle for the sniper. That just completely thwarts any of KZ's plans. Bin still somehow finds 2 because of course. But now they're going to try an exploration on the other side of the map. Spend heavy stack. And they're already making the calls, our AG.AL. They're trying to be a little more proactive in response. They're going to thwart any attempt at a B hit here. It's back to a group, back to a stack in mid. Back to chewing down a little bit of the clock, seemingly. Got to worry about Do again. I want to give him the opportunity to stop around before it starts.
Wade trying to hold this door. There's the opposite side, and yeah, flash forward into the swing. Do, however, able to find 2 quick kills, looking for Bin. Let's see, tucked here on the stairs for now, but 12-22 provides some covering fire. And that is Do picking himself up a third, getting the spot onto YF. And it will be ZY to line it up for the execution. 3-1 and a timeout call. KINGZERO certainly not happy with how the start of this map has gone.
No, they're having a tough time now getting their util to land. Sure, they had 1 good flash to clear out a corner, but they're not dealing with Do. Not getting that util to obscure his position enough that he still isn't able to find damage. They're not getting a flash to land on him. Buy themselves that precious few extra seconds to push space. I'm sure you're going to keep challenging him. That's something you got to talk about, but I think you got to put a little bit of pressure over at Hotel. You got to put a little bit more pressure at the other side of the map. Just took a bit of util from AG.AL. They completely thwarted what KZ was trying to do, and right now, AG.AL, obviously Do is doing a great job, but it's more about their map movement. They're really tracking KINGZERO Zero at every twist and turn.
Yeah. Much elation there from the crowd as well. As wait and see what adjustments end up coming through here. Maybe some exploration over towards that B side of the map. It's widely been, well, you know, not to say AG.AL haven't, you know, gotten it for free, but it hasn't really been committed to or explored by KINGZERO quite just yet.
Yep, exactly. And it's something that at least needs to be flirted with. Like, you got to at least show that you're willing to attempt it. Make, you know, them keep it honest. It seems to be the initial game plan here. Obviously, a deep smoke to start. Try to basically just use that to get hotel control. Oh my God, those are so close. Be a good grenade. 9U tagged up just a bit. You gotta get some control on this side of the map as King Zone.
So we're clustered up here, trying to play out this side of the map. All 5 players here in position, trying to inch their way forward into hotel. ZY still going to be able to find the kill to open things up, but it's quickly traded back. 9U able to get there over the top of the bridge, finding ZQ. Z4 still being brought forward up the street. Shui holds close. We're trying to spot a pixel out of place. 3 players around this corner, doubled up on the angle. The flash in. Bin going to be able to find one. Keeps himself alive here for the moment, but not for very long. ZY gets the cleanup, and it's another round win for AG.AL.
Surely we aren't going to see a 10-1 the other way across each other's map picks. Again, just reading these situations really nicely, our AG.AL, and just shutting them down at the point of attack. I think you got to be a little bit more quick on your movement. That actually did tag up ZY there. So that shot going to do some damage at the very least. So you got a little bit of an early advantage here for KINGZERO. Just checking some angles with some grenades, seeing if you can get some people tagged up. Extra layers of smokes over at Long B, but actually using that to scale forward this time, our AG.AL. Not heavy stacking A like we've seen in the past, just going to rely on do ZY with those snipers to stop an attack before it starts. That means the util has to be really, really strong. ZY is an incredibly tight angle around this corner.
Shot ringing out. Position going to be given away, but cannot find that elimination.
Now you brought the rotations over, though. This is just taking way too long. Yep, ZY takes down 9U. Okay, flash right into Dew's face. He's still alive somehow, finally.
Yeah, they do manage to take him down. YF going to be coming away with another there, but 12-22 answers back. Player advantage here to the side of AG.AL once again. C4 stranded just upstairs here. Hit over the top, swing onto the corner, XN. Just a little bit faster there, but 12-22. Keeps them in with the advantage. YF. Need to be quick on the trigger here. Not going to be favored, just given the weaponry around the corner. Trying to hit that quick little flick, and he cannot. AG.AL continuing to look dominant here on Eagle Eye.
Yeah, they just cannot get the read on the positioning. That round over round, AG.AL is setting up. The snipers are always in a different spot. Once they commit, they just cannot get the job done. 12-22, stepping in for that final kill. This is going to be a real problem for KINGZERO. They have got to figure it out soon. Already this half drifting heavily towards their opponent's favor. So just going to be watching right down mid with the sniper initially. Continued use of those deep smokes is not something that KingZero has really been able to address on the B side. Over at Long B, they're just stuck behind it. They keep having to go A, and that's all according to plan. It's exactly what they want. Maybe a late round pivot towards B here could be impactful. Maybe just a swing mid to B. Just gotta try something a little bit different. Smoke though at A. That looks to be the direction they're gonna try to crack open again.
Bin finding first blood here. 12-22 dead. ZY answering one back. YSH now on the floor. Flops over to the pistol. Tries to go for the pounding shot, but 9U will be able to track him down. Any site prime now for the taking with ZQ rotating across through B. 1v4. 2 players low on HP. Possible, but seems like KingZero should finally be breaking this win streak. Now we all know exactly where he's at. Down to 16, there's the finisher. KingZero find themselves a second round win.
Able to this time get the pincer maneuver to work. Something that AG.AL had been able to hold a little bit, but with that pressed up positions that they're taking, trying to hold Long A down. It's able to be dealt with this time. KingZero got a read. They were able to finally kind of figure out what's going on the other side of the map, and 9U this time. Him and YSH so far forward.
CROSSFIRE, but somehow was not able to find the kill there. Does eventually get rewarded with it. YSH is able to find one, Shui getting another. Needing to find this breakthrough though, but Duke continues to hold his own here on this A site. It's back around up top. ZQ trying to get into position to reinforce. Push through the smoke, but IF will get the better of him there. And that could be critical. C4 now being brought around. Quick little jiggle peeks out. Look onto the corner. ZQ just sliding forward to the base of the stairs. Not being spotted. C4 is still not yet in play. There's the spot out. Well, knows that he's got some damage in. Wants to try to finish it with a frag grenade, but YF is able to avoid it. Himself up and over the top as the smoke now comes through. Frag grenade available, and it's just going to be a double face straight in towards him. Another round win here for the side of KingZero, looking to try to run this back and make it a 4-5 half for themselves.
Bin, good job, but ZQ almost gets away with that same thing he did a few rounds ago, where he sneaks right underneath the tower and catches him off guard, and he almost got YF. YF was just barely able to get out of there in time. That allowed them to restabilize, but now the mid pressure from KingZero is starting to cause AG.AL problems, and just AAA the whole way through here. Just don't feel comfortable in their setups or their strategies for B, or at least they're saving them for the last round or something. Maybe for this round. Want to get YF into a spot where he could potentially punish somebody on that A site and make it that much easier. But I'll probably gonna take a moment. Those smokes there. Looking for the tower player. See if anybody goes up there. Just waiting. And the util has to be on point. Have to make Do uncomfortable. It's been so fearsome on this site. YF, a little bit of time left on that smoke. Just really checking to see if they get anybody out of place, but I haven't seen a damn thing. Tons of smokes. Can't capitalize off those flashes. If they force this, this is going to be challenging. Bin's already so low.
Shots opened up. Shui tearing them asunder. 12-22, able to get a piece of the pie as well. It's now a 2v4. A spot out. Some damage dealt, but he'll get the headshot. And that's going to be a solid half here for AG.AL. Looking alive and well after a rough first map. Get themselves in the lead. 6-3 as we swap sides.
Well, you gotta like what you're seeing from AG.AL on their GR side. I think just KingZone's play calling here, just a little static, a little readable.
AG.AL only going to be able to find the one, but okay, ZQ counteracting as 9U crammed into the corner, stuck in position. Throwing down a smoke, but they can just pre-fire this, and they shall. And this attempt at getting aggressive here from the outset, not working out, but the C4 do have XN just around the corner to try to defend this position. Just on the opposite side of this wall. Rotating in towards him. Be big, but it looks like they are going to put themselves in the path towards the A site. He is now going on this push, having not yet found to try to get the jump. So far, attention not being paid to him as he's able to find the first, steadies the spray, finds the second, and XN. Big little backstab play alongside YF.
That's some big brain stuff there. Just wait for your opponents. Have to pick up the C4 and commit to the other side, and then you just step in there, swing in with your teammate, just cut him down. It looked like it was going to be a tough road ahead for KZ. Turns into a crazy finish. Bin still going nuts. YSH a little bit low. That kill count, let's see if he can step it up here. He's going to be in that hotel position, so much different style of GR side for KZ. Willing to push out a little bit more aggressively at B. You use similar smokes, it's just a matter of where they set up their players. Now though, already heading back over towards mid. Want to try to get a quick read if it is an A hit. They end up kind of in similar situations to what we saw with AG.AL. 3 on A, a couple over on B. Just a wait now, just waiting for the smoke, and then that's when you kind of start making moves potentially. To be so careful here as XN. Trying to tuck in, trying to find some kind of lurk play again. Didn't like what he saw. Oh, ZY gets away with one there. XN might have had a timing. ZY is just going to bound forward. Are they going to read this?
XN does manage to get that backstab, finding the one. YSH trading it up. Around the corner, Bin eating a good amount of damage there. This dude just pushes up through the window. Is able to find YF. Looks for a little bit more. Knows that Bin is going to be down low, and does manage to chase in for the kill. C4 now planted. XN and 9U playing together. Everything to do. Bit of damage coming through. Swing onto the corner. That's a high HP player taken down as wallbang shots ring across. AG.AL right back onto the path as they look to take us into a third and final map.
Sure looks good. Just their willingness to commit to that push, even though the spot is early from XN. Just know that he can't see you running underneath the bridge. Just make things as chaotic as possible and just keep pressing forward, and KZ just cannot find the answers in time.
1-1 in this half. Players stacked up. Just XN alone. TRG trying to hold down that street angle up towards Hotel. Smoke's there to just go ahead and provide some added fire, added cover rather. Nade over the top. Finding a bit of damage on the YSH. Needed towards mid here for XN, but nothing to be found there. No one playing a tower.
They're mega far back. AG.AL. kind of know that maybe XN wants to get a little bit spicy on the map, but he's actually got TRG this time. So he's probably going to be playing a little bit safer. I don't think that's been revealed just yet. We'll go with the util dump. It's aggressive from 9U. He is so far forward. Him and Bin have to go huge.
He cannot. Both of them cleaned up too, finding YF as well, as it looks like the wheels starting to come off here for the side of KINGZERO. AG.AL rebounding in such a massive way. A devastating first map where it looked like there was going to be no hope for them. Then out running this back and getting ready to send us over to compound. It seems like the theme of just losing on your own map pick may just continue here in this set. Stu in particular, this kid, he has absolutely come alive.
Yeah. It was a quiet map for everybody on AG.AL or Ankara, but he is back to being the dude that we were expecting. This is just brutal. KZ is trying a bunch of different weird stuff, trying to get aggressive on the defender side. Speaking of, here we go again. Dude's so ready for it.
Gets the shutdown, and those extra layers are still there. YSH pushing forward, does well to be able to find 2 kills, but he needs Bin to do even more. It's the first. Gets CQ down to about a half, but cannot finish the job. Now it's YF. Alone, frantically chasing forward towards Hotel, but the approach is going in the opposite direction. That's C4 getting taken over towards that A site.
Looks like it should be 9 for AG.AL. YF has something to say about it. Gonna take a hell of a run back here, and it has to start with this 1v2. It's not gonna be easy. Oh my God!
Hell of a shot, just catching him on the jiggle beat there. That is such a quick reaction. I mean, when you get one like that, you really start to believe that he might just be able to get this over the line. A little bit of a rough go of it for Shui, and YF, he has it. Plenty of time for the defuse. KINGZERO not done quite just yet. That's a massive clutch to come through. Try to shorten this gap. Still 3 rounds separating, but still a chance for them to take this map.
Yeah, I mean, it works for KZ when they get aggressive at the beginning of these rounds. It doesn't really feel like it should, but then they're able to just have these crazy hero plays. Jumps right into the crosshair. Way as well. He's trying to swing and gets cut down. All right. They can keep it up. Oh my God. Never mind.
Shui really frustrated with how that last round had gone. He's managed to go ahead and clean up that opening kill, so XN on the floor. Once again on the back foot here are KINGZERO as AG.AL look to get themselves up to map point. One away from shoving this series all the way to compound.
Gotta hold the line now. Open up the space at B where AG.AL gonna feel a little bit of comfort trying to get a setup there. Ooh, can't find the shot in the tight angle. That position revealed. YF's gonna stick around, just get up on the box instead. They're changing directions a little bit.
They're already past this point, so it's not really gonna be able to find too much value unless he's able to shift back over. I knew, there's a spot on to do. Doesn't tell you much though about what AG.AL is going to try to do, but those nades certainly do. As the smoke's now coming through. Bin trying to hold close, but he cannot. 12-22, able to just go ahead and breach this position. They're now storming their way forward here towards this B site, looking for the pins here on to YSH, who's completely, utterly surrounded. Cuts into the corner, looks for Dew, but cannot make it happen. YF now arriving, finds himself alone. 9U does manage to fight his way back in for a singular kill, but now a 2v4 is what is needed. And 12-22 in from around the back is constantly making YF have to think about which angle to peek, where they could be, as they make this damn near impossible for him. Sliding in around the rear, spots out the legs, but the time is ticking. He's just not going to have this one available. As he jumped up and over the top, does find the shot, but he cannot get this round. AG.AL will be allowed to get themselves up to map point now. One more to go to send us the compound.
I mean, just some odd individual moments. You know, Bin trying to re-swing there into that door. AG.AL is just pre-firing. They're so ready for it. Little moments like that that had gone so well for KINGZERO on Ankara. Just very questionable. Game plan in general, just not nearly as steady, not nearly as sturdy as what AG.AL brought on their GR side. Trying to play so aggressive. And yeah, a couple times it worked for you, but for the most part, AG.AL handling it nicely. I think some of those opening picks through smoke and it's making your life unbelievably difficult. Just the smoke usage here, so much better for AG.AL. Able to really scale forward off the back of that. I was going to say, that's a tough position to be in there for XN. Doesn't really have much backup, so actually going to fall all the way back. They're ceding over some space. Play for the bridge angle a little bit. They have left B fairly undefended. It's just so hard to read because AG.AL just takes the map control and then waits you out. Makes you think, makes you question yourself, makes you second guess yourself.
Everything dead quiet now on the map. Flash into position, a quick check there. Nothing spotted for XN. C4 just going to be swapped over, and it looks like it's going to be the pivot back across towards A as we dip under a minute remaining. And what could be the final round here of this map? XN creeping forward, might just be able to get a catch here on this way. There's the check, and there's the kill. Headshot rings out, but now the exec gets ready to come through here onto the A side. 3 players try to stave this off. One of the connector coming out from 9U, looking for the kill, is able to find one. ZQ will get taken down, but ZY finding another, finding himself 2 quick kills. C4 now dropped in no man's land, and 2 needs to try to somehow clutch this out. Turns from the flash, spots the one on the peak, but he as well has been spotted. Still gets the headshot. YSH rechecking the angle, pays the iron price. Swing around the back, had he been able to find that one, would have been monstrous for him too. Still trying to just hound him down, but he runs out of bullets. Sprints forward here, up over the top, trying to get that wall bang, but cannot. KINGZERO sticking around for at least a little bit longer here on Eagle Eye, needing 3 to take this into OT.
Yeah, I mean, XN just so patient on that bridge, finding that opening kill. And this time they're able to usher their opponents across to the other side of the map into that A meat grinder. Worked out pretty well. Just a bunch of stuns, flashes being thrown both ways, but oh man, KZ is going ham over at B. They've given up so much space. You put so much, and it's done. YF is gone. A is cleared.
9U noted, and it looks like this should just be the beginning of the end here on this map. A 5v3, everyone untouched on the side of AG.AL. KINGZERO being routed right over towards the welcome arms of Do. He's holding a very close angle. ZY is tucking, Do striking, swings in, pistols down, YSH, and now it is all on XN, who cannot find anything at all. 10-6, we are going the distance. Both teams vying for that final spot here in the semifinals. AG.AL extend this all the way to compound.
A brilliant GR side for AG.AL. I mean, you could see the game plan in terms of how they want to hold their defaults, how they want to rotate. Very similar between Ankara and here, but just so much better executed here for the side of AG.AL in terms of what we saw, and less well executed for KINGZERO. KINGZERO just too readable on their BL side, and their GR side just so aggressive, and it's just handled well enough by AG.AL. There's just never really time to build up too much momentum, too much steam. just incredible stuff. Do in particular, just a nightmare to crack. He is just stalwart.
A really good performance here. Big rebound. That's what they needed. That's what they found. But can they continue it for a third and final map is the question, or will it be KINGZERO's time to return to form to find that stride that they had on the opening of Ankara? It tells me that this is just going to be an absolute bloodbath to try to close it out. Semifinals, as well as a massive jump in prize pool, is what is at stake between these teams. $55,000, the difference. If you get eliminated right here and now, no chance at a trophy, no chance to crush your opponent's keys. That pressure is going to be ramping up, but AG.AL have shown that they still can have the upper hand. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to go to a quick final break. And when we come back, we'll be jumping into that map 3.
Level up your gaming experience with over 8 billion playlists, only on Spotify, the official audio streaming partner for the 2025 Esports World Cup.
A third and final map to determine it all, to see which one of these two teams is going to be advancing forward into the semifinals. We wouldn't have it any other way. Down to the nitty-gritty, down to compound. One more to settle it all.
I'm shocked in the way we got here. Not shocked that we got here. It just felt like it was such a dominant showing on Ankara that KINGZERO was going to run away with this thing. But then on Eagle-Eye, they had some just very static plans on attack and some GR sides that just did not really come to fruition the way they wanted to. So they're going to fall on that map, and we go over to compound. And this is going to be an interesting one. This is a pretty good map for AG.AL. They've been really solid on it, 70% win percentage on it so far this year. So this is going to be uphill battle, it feels like, for KINGZERO. And they have been struggling on compound themselves. They're only 1-4 on this map this year. So this is, again, if you look at the statistics, not exactly favoring KINGZERO, but statistics be damned. These maps have gone unexpected directions. 9U already pressing forward, making some damage on the way in.
On that grenade, and now just spray down here with the gun. ZY able to collect two before getting traded out by YSH. Spin. And the aforementioned left alive here.
The crouch with the gun, and Jue going to be good for the final on the bin. Crouch with the pistol, getting that kill. That is fast for KZ, but it does not pay off. 9U able to get pretty deep pretty early. They're not really able to do too much else off the back of that. I mean, AG.AL holding the line. They're going to maybe get aggressive here, looking for that nade hit out towards the BL spawn. They're just going to take space off the back of that. Oh my God, dude.
Well, he is picking up where he left off. Certainly not missing a beat now. That has to be a hefty concern if you're KINGZERO.
This is one of the few times we've seen AG.AL, maybe the only time, get aggressive on their GR side. Well, they did a little bit on Ankara, but now they're just going to go right back. Into their defaults they go. They got their prize. Give themselves that man advantage to make it that much harder. This is a map that a little bit BL-sided in terms of their results on this map for KZ. So trying to, again, do some damage, but off to another very rough start. Whereas, again, GR is really where AG.AL breads their butters their bread. I almost said breads their butter.
Breads their butter.
Breads their butter.
It's okay. You're 40.
Yep.
Now, scaling forward here into mid. Just under a minute remaining. Smoke onto the A side. Maybe an attack here towards B. Countering smoke. Not really going to be doing too much for AG.AL, just given the routing here. Flash certainly will. That holds them all at bay and makes them think twice, because now you've got this rewrap here from ZQ, setting up that crossfire alongside ZY. Grenade in. Looks like it's just going to be waiting for these ones to dissipate and then a recut in towards that A side of the map, but you're going to have ZQ to pivot very quickly as Do finds himself another kill. Jue, ZY all opening up, and just like that, blink of an eye, everybody gets absolutely destroyed. Flawless round here for the side of AG.AL as they start 2-0.
That dude fired up. His crossfire is just brutal. There's just nothing from KZ to answer. They get smothered out of that one, so the early aggression going to continue. We're going to try it up.
ZY, forward angle. Spraying and praying here from now. Is going to be running out of bullets, but not before he's able to find himself a second kill. Look for that spray control there is 12-22. Finds himself another before getting taken down. Yep. Pause necessary from here. Because okay, whatever. 3-0 start, a 0-3 start if you're KINGZERO. But given the fashion with which these rounds have gone over to AG.AL. That is the greater concern.
You just try to rush and it got shut down by basically one player. What are you going to do? I mean, you're getting beat.
I don't think Bid's going to be ready. Never mind. Okay, I shouldn't underestimate this guy. He's been the one to really try to keep them in the game. As for now, do quick on this flank, swinging around the back, but Ben covers himself. He's got that smoke ready to go. I just do want to challenge this. Might just play it back here. Sure that there's no one on forward angle. As we know, though, both players here within the site.
Well, 2v2. A free take.
No more frag grenades, so not going to be able to try to get a freebie here. On to Bin, but well, the pistol will do just fine. YF now situated having to clutch once again. Delivered incredible heroics the previous map. Finds the first to defuse, now being stuck in Shui. Oh, he gets off it just fast enough. So very snappy, doesn't skip a beat. AG.AL, yep, it is the 3-0, and yep, that tack timeout certainly is going to be needed.
No doubt. I mean, they kind of came back in the round, almost getting through it, but individual moments. Du with the pistol, Jue with the pull-up. They're starting to crumble the individual mechanics. Oh man, Du, quick peek. Crossfires, gorgeous. Bin trying to do his damnedest. He's been so solid all day. Need some other players to start picking it up for you. They like what they see, and they should. That's a crucial round, a crucial clutch. Now you got to talk things over. Curious about what exactly the coaching staff here wants to say, because a couple different things you've tried have just really not gone your way. Do you have to, you've been being conditioned the last couple rounds for those quick mid util dumps for AG.AL to take some space on their GR side. You try to counter that. They tried to counter it previously by just going for a 5-man hit. They got shut down. So maybe a few other answers in terms of just slowing down the pace a little bit. Come out swinging on their BL side. Their game plan was to go, go, go. Set up for some rushes, turn up the tempo. See if they could catch AG.AL off guard. Coaches giving them a few more Jiao-Yos. Crowd as well. There you go. Just one grenade, just to check. Early 3-man push out of B. Seeing if anybody was gonna get spicy in there. If they could just shut down another quick hit, but it's actually A main, where the bulk of KZ's forces are set up. I think a lot of teams will come out of here early and set up a smoke right about where YSH is. Maybe seeing if you could catch them doing that a little bit later, but AG.AL being crafty with their setups, with their game plan here on their GR side. A little bit different than what we're used to seeing from them. They've been showing a lot of different looks. That's giving KZ massive problems so far. Smoke's down. Just cutting off mid-access. Set up for that pivot. Either go short A, short B. A util in response. Does stall things here momentarily. Seems to be setting up for the A hit. So you got Du and Jue trying to lock that down. 3 players trying to sell a fake.
Why? Spline it up, spraying and praying. Prayers have been answered. That's been in the bin. YSH similarly a good amount of damage, but does manage to find some kills here in return. So player advantage for the moment here for the side of KINGZERO. The time is starting to tick away as they go on this flank, and Jue is going to look to try to intercept them and turn this into a nightmare, and he has done just that. YF forward here onto the site, trying to get the spot onto ZY, but the C4 is a world away, and he just doesn't have the time to really try to make a go of this. Finds the shot, and realistically, Jouet just needs to be sprinting. Getting away from him. As the C4 will look to be collected, but with 12 seconds remaining. That should just be a capper here on this round. As long as he doesn't die. Catches him with the knife out, and there you go. Well, still plays it a little bit greedily, a little bit riskily, but still gets the win secured.
I mean, every time you need somebody to step up, somebody does. It's Jouet this time. 7 kills. I don't think he's died yet. He's having an incredible half, but he finds that flank. He finds that timing. Working around the outside of KINGZERO's formations. That's devastating. Absolutely devastating. No other way to cut that. Now you're down 4-0. KZ again so far on the back foot to start the map. Need to turn it around here soon, it feels like. So they're just going to be at such a large deficit. They're not going to be able to crawl out. Two-man setup here at the door.
ZY taking that first contact with ZQ, ready to counter swing. Things go sideways. Bush getting ready to come in, and okay, 9U with a great headshot finds it. ZQ now just needing to back away, give up this space.
He's going to get out of there. They're wary of a trap behind that. Just little do they know, there was only one player who just could not afford to stick around. So it's a player advantage. Able to sniff out a trap. Ooh, ZQ almost got caught jumping. Here you go. Running up. Thinking about the B hit, but they're going to smoke off the door. Right in front of you. Time is already ticking, though. Down to less than a minute. They haven't given anything away, though. No real obvious signals that it's B. Here we go. The AG.AL has made the right read.
Flash there onto ZQ, trying to play here from the low ground, but just up and over the top goes YSH. Takes him down. Jouet fighting back for a little bit more. Has been here on that high ground. Frantically trying to line up these shots. And Jouet cannot get it done. Bin with the final. That will put KINGZERO now on the board at long last.
Again, it's coming down to, like we saw in Ankara, where they're just going to out-rifle you. They're just going to group up and brute force their way through. They're finally able to make that work again. Jouet trying his damnedest. Finally dies, and 9-1 so far here on this map. He's been absolutely stellar. Another hero stepping up to the plate today. Don't want to lose that early player, so back to more of a defensive setup for AG.AL. Just looking for a little bit of contact at the mains on both sides of the map. See how KZ wants to respond, if they're just gonna try to make another mid push, you know, try to smoke those off, or something a little bit different. The grouped pushes have generally been, KZ has found their success. Didn't work so well on Eagle-Eye, but here, yeah, there are those two smokes towards mid. Counter smoke from AG.AL though. They can use 1 for 2. A bit of utility coming out, though. Still hanging on to a lot of frags, though. Our AG.AL. They used a lot of their other util. But they're going to wait to try to do damage once they figure out where the committed attack is, maybe. Time just ticks away. Smokes are burned out. Yeah.
Ready to go for the all-out strike, but they need this to work. That's a good frag grenade. Soften them up here on that approach. Frag grenade's going to be lobbed in around the corner. ZY going to be able to find a 1. YSH trades it back. Still, however, you do have 12-22. Striking for 1. Just for reposition, making sure there's no deep flank coming in. But for now, they've got the players contained here within this site. C4 goes down. Frag grenades go in. Bin tagged once again. It's YF. Trying to find some value here with this TRG. They want to try to re-clear this angle, but Jue is a little bit faster on the draw. First shot from YF, able to find Do. Spots out the other, trying to go for the quick flick, but just ends up getting overwhelmed. The fuse in, it's no second round to be found. It's going to be AG.AL moving up 5-1.
Yeah, their protocol's just so good on this GR side. AG.AL is so fast to react to these hits, and they've got that extra layer because they've held on to so many of their grenades. They're able to just soften up targets, do a bunch of damage, stall things up, and just swarm onto B short. Just knock it out of the park. They're gonna go aggressive again here. Just looking, seeing if KZ had been thinking similar thoughts, but actually lining up on the other side of the map there. Jue might be the one to keep track of the main here. This is a pretty defaulty setup. Mostly what AG.AL has been running. Slow push forward though. Smoke dissipates, so that means that Jue backs up. The safety of some of his other teammates potentially. Playing a little bit outside of this door though, so tough angle for him. Not gonna have much in the way of escape other than his own util, at least initially, unless there's quick reactions, which could be. Oh,
It's
they
on
read
the
it.
Jue, yeah, really good read. Push him down to 44. Still, though, quite gaining entry here into the A site, and it looks like they're going to try to cycle back. Still plenty of time remaining in the round, so it will be a reposition. At the same time, slot forward. ZQ for a brief little moment, but looks like he doesn't want to stick around on the angle. Still some frag grenades there for KINGZERO that could potentially damage him. Instead, it will just be a cut across in towards B main.
They're smoking off the front of A, and that's going to send ZQ back into his mid position. Smoke of their own in case there's a mid hit.
Few frantically backpedaling, drawing out that pistol. Spams away, tucks in. ZQ and ZY, however, with some covering fire, able to find a couple kills here. YF cleans up one, but now finds himself all alone. C4 in hand, but how are you meant to try to get yourself into this position? He won't. Do will take him down. And that is AG.AL maintaining dominance here on Compound.
I love the way that they play these fighting retreats. They don't usually give too much away. They're so willing to just run away and lure the KZ players into the crossfires, into the traps. And even though 12-22 not lighting up the scoreboard, that was a great round from him. Playing that so well there on that fallback towards the site. Jue as well didn't give his life up either. You know, he took some damage. So just really, really good individual play, understanding the system, understanding what they need to be doing, and executing it so damn well. Slow approach towards A. Just gonna re-clear a little space into mid. It's a similar default. And you want to have that pivot guy kind of close in on the choke points of the shorts. That's ZQ's job. Have either Jue or Do holding the front lines. Over towards A. Smoke out. It's all just to stall them up a little bit, bait out a response, and they do. Smokes are through. Flash is delaying. Oh, that frag could have been a lot worse for KINGZERO.
ZY, though, holding up close even with the flash there. He's still able to find himself a kill. Oh, cleaning up so very many of them. 3. With ZQ finding the other. Now just YF left standing. And he's completely surrounded. Do around the back there in the tower will be able to take him down. And AG.AL are looking to run away with this third and final map.
These GR sides for AG.AL post Ankara have been unbelievable. It's tremendous. What do you do here? Oh my
It
God.
just feels like the same story with Evolution Power, needing that first map to try to get that warm up, really get the blood pumping, and then just run away with it from there.
Yeah.
Run away with this, they are. It's a good opening kill, though, from YF. 2 down. Always going to be a big boon here for you.
He's been good on those quick peeks around the corners. He's hit a couple absolutely nasty shots, leading the charge as that entry fragger with a sniper rifle nonetheless. It's not easy. He makes it look like it. Full control over here, over the corner.
That's why. Finding himself a second on the re-peek, looking for that third. Being able to avoid it, but can't avoid the pistol shots. Essentially, he does get flushed out. Zen bringing it back now into this 2v2. The push forward. 12-22 just spams across and finds him. That leaves YF once again needing to be the hero. Shui encroaching the peak, the timing, playing off each other so beautifully here. Our AG.AL, they're going to make this an 8 1/2.
And Jue only dies once in the half. Stellar. Again, just the reactions, the teamwork, the coordination. It's all there in spades. And you face another seemingly insurmountable deficit as KZ. Some smiles, but certainly it can't feel the best on the inside. AG saw this when they switched after a dominant half. They got pretty aggressive early. This time, just doing a little mid-check. Maybe towards B. You do have XN in there with the sniper, holding a tight angle. See if they can avoid a pick here. Be what you're looking for as KZ. Him and Ben are repositioning, kind of trying to figure out exactly how they want to set this up. Ben's going to tuck into that corner. It's a bait and switch if they were to drift into that direction. Let XN take some of that early contact, and then hopefully they don't check where Ben is. Doesn't seem like, for now, AG.AL is thinking about that. First smoke does come through at short A. That doesn't mean much. We're just going to try and maybe push long here. Taking any contact.
Big players ready on the site, and they can widely keep their eyes trained on this position, but for now they're all staring in towards the mid.
C9U just using it. Little extra corner of his screen to check.
Leads there onto the corner. No one there to receive the damage in the time. Ticking away here from AG.AL, needing to make a go of this sooner rather than later. So 40 seconds remaining. Nades exchanged into mid. Just a little contact there on the Shui. YF unable to find an angle. ISH into the corner. Push forward, there's the spot on the one. Some damage going to be traded here between the players, but Shui still able to find the kill. YF on the peak, able to find one, but CY pistol out, and he's finding two. Both of them headshots. And just like that, C4 planted with 18 seconds to spare. ZY taken low here by the frag grenade, but not taken down. Goes for the peak and will be rewarded for it. Bin can only find the one. As you can see, the coach, the audience, the players popping off, knowing how very close they are to advancing into the semifinals.
You know, we've been praising some of KZ's executes, and that one right there for AG.AL was stellar. And ZY leading the charge with the pistol, finding the headshots. Crazy, unreal scenes. That feels like the backbreaker.
8 in a row to try to make this into an overtime. It just feels like KINGZERO may have just given it everything that they had in that opening map. Started off looking so very clean. Now we're on the complete and utter opposite end of the spectrum here.
Just so patient. Both teams, again, that same trap set up for KZ over on the B side. A side a little bit further forward, trying to get that info a little bit sooner. So they can maybe react a little bit better. Smokes are through. Nades are out. 1 damage to YSH.
Getting quiet, not going for any kind of pre-fire here. Flash on the corner, holding it back. 12-22 and due here for the moment. The swing, however, coming in. YSH out into the open, and ZY continuing to collect, continuing to be dominant. 19 and 8 is he at the moment. Looking to go over 2 kills per round and close it out right here and now. These players split apart and now picked apart. YF dead, due with another deadly shot. ZY ready for the entry. 9U down below, getting surrounded. The jump in, and ZY, he's got it. He's outdone him. 20 kills achieved, the C4 planted, and XN now needs to do everything. There's a 1 frag grenade, but there's a flank in from ZQ. From 10-1 themselves into a 1-10 loss in map 3. KINGZERO are eliminated here from CROSSFIRE EWC, and AG.AL advance forward, taking the final position in the semifinals.
What a bounce back for AG.AL. Just nonplussed about losing that first map. And friends, of course, playing each other in the region. Some hugs there as they carry their pandas with them, showing some love to their brothers. KZ came out hot, but AG.AL just such tremendous game plans. I have to give the coach credit. Dono doing a great job here today.
Oh, yeah.
Their GR side on those last 2 maps was so formidable.
You can see him just riding that energy right there with the players, with the highs and the lows. He gets them right as rain. AG.AL with a massive rebound after a very disappointing opening map.